Well, if it comes to teacher layoffs, and Mayor Bloomberg says that could happen, the policy right now is last in, first out, or last hired, first fired. The newest teachers would be let go. The mayor has been pushing to change that. He wants the worst teachers, not the newest, to be laid off, if again it comes to that. A bill in the state Senate that aims to do that, to make that happen, well, it actually passed yesterday. State Senator John Flanagan is a Republican of Suffolk County. He represents, or he actually chairs the Education Committee. He sponsored that bill. It passed, and he joins us on the phone. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning.
So my understanding is this. It passed in the Senate. However, it is not going to pass the state assembly, and you need both bodies to approve this. So what happened yesterday? Was it just an exercise?
Oh, no, absolutely not. The mayor and the city of New York have pushed aggressively to get this done, and I think it's an incredibly important piece of legislation because what it focuses on, how do we best educate our kids? And all this really says is that seniority cannot be the only criteria that gets used for keeping people in employment. And it also says, perhaps more importantly, that the city and the union can sit down and if they work out an agreement, the bill is unnecessary. That, I think, is extremely important for people to understand. There's an opportunity to bargain in good faith, and it says you can use a number of criteria. You just cannot only use seniority as the only basis for keeping someone in their job.
And the negotiations are such that you may, at the end of the day, not need a law to accomplish this.
No, but we have in the law, it actually says in there that the city and the union shall negotiate. We actually mandate that they collectively bargain, and the governor's proposal is frankly going to take too long. The implementation in terms of what he's talking about could easily be a couple of years down the road. The problem in the city of New York right now is an extremely acute one, as you mentioned earlier in your story, and it's something that needs to be addressed in a much more timely fashion. Yeah, this bill gets it done now.
The governor came in it seemed like he blindsided City Hall a little bit. Let's go back to your bill, though. You've got 9 categories, including job performance, disciplinary problems, absenteeism, lateness, criminal record, failure to obtain a teaching certificate. These are some of the criterion that would be used to evaluate teachers. They all sound pretty reasonable. Like, these are the kinds of things that might apply to anybody performing any job.
Absolutely. And all of these categories, there have been individual ratings, and there have been, like in the criminal cases, these are not people who have been charged. These are people who have been convicted. There are, for example, you can have someone who's guilty of criminal sexual assault who's still in a classroom teaching children. We don't think that's appropriate. You can have someone who's gotten more than one unsatisfactory rating as a teacher over the last couple of years, and they're still available. There are people who are in a reserve pool. There's over 1,000 people in a reserve pool who've been in there over 6 months, can't find a job, and they're on the payroll at full salary.
Right. At the same time, I know I've spoken to some teachers, and some of them feel like, you know what, they are being blamed unfairly here, that in the debate it's being lost. It seems like certain public officials are coming out against teachers. I know you have a lot of teachers as constituents, and I know you're not anti-teacher, right?
Absolutely not. In fact, there's nothing more important to me in a classroom than an excellent teacher, and I have been a very ardent and strong supporter of teachers for over 20 years. But we have to have a healthy and real debate about what these issues are. I don't think it's unreasonable to say if someone's been criminally convicted that we should be looking at them first before others. And again, Greg, I would go back to an extraordinarily important point. The city and the union can sit down and negotiate this and come up with their own system, and all the other components of the bill go away.
State Senator John Flanagan from Long Island, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.